I'm Laura and this is Ollie, and this week we're going to take you through what's next on our renovation plans for 2021. But don't hold us to it because we have been known to stray from those plans. Nonetheless, we're loving the journey and we welcome you along. Hit the subscribe button and try and keep us on track for 2021. Good morning, guys. We're taking you out of the house today. This morning we're going to pick up some secondhand furniture. It's about 7:50 in the morning and we need to be there for 9. So let's get going. Do you think we have enough padding? I hope they're nice. So we have stopped off and it's a beautiful farm just down there, but we're on a country lane because what I didn't tell you earlier is that I've persuaded my brother to help us out this morning because he has a truck, and one of the pieces that we're picking up is basically, it's kind of like more of a sideboard than a chest of drawers, isn't it? Yeah. It's quite tall, it's quite long, they're very pretty, and it's, well, it's not going to fit in our cars. We have minis, but we also have Gramps' car at the moment because he's not driving it. I'm making this story really long, cutting a long story short. My brother JJ and April are going to be coming to help us pick it up, and then they're going to be taking it back to our house. But don't worry, we are doing something for them as a favour. We are then sanding their outside table for them. And this is what we picked up. Excuse the mess, it's a bit of a madhouse today, as you may be able to tell. So we got 2 units. This one is much larger, as you can see, and much longer. And then also a smaller one too, but I just loved the detail that these had. They're quite similar to ones that I was eyeing up on Swoon, but these obviously were a fraction of the price as they were secondhand. And I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do a little bit of a DIY on the legs, and obviously also the handles too, because as you can see, they're in pretty bad repair. But I'm thinking I might put some more modern ones on them, but they're so gorgeous. I'm thinking as well that I may keep them wood, or like the same color that they are at least. I'm just not sure I want to paint them yet because they are kind of beautiful as they are, so we'll see. New handles, maybe a sand down and a restain, but they actually open and close really nicely too, so very impressed. Oh, and both of these are going on the top floor, so one in each bedroom. Haven't quite figured out the layout and stuff yet, but hopefully going to be replacing our IKEA furniture. Things very quickly escalated. We went from sanding to taking this holly tree down. But we did sand their garden furniture. Oh dear. This is already here because of all the wood that we left out over winter. Now we're just gonna have another pile. We literally went to get a drink, and these boys are now taking down the whole trunk. Pretending they know what they're doing. Oh my gosh, and it's gone.
That's like big items.
Okay, let me take this off.
Yeah, that's better. That's not better.
Good morning, guys. This feels slightly formal, but we thought that we'd sit down today and tell you about what's next.
What's in the plan?
What is next? I've got my morning smoothie here. Banana, spinach, chia seeds. If you see things in my teeth, this is why. But we thought we'd try as best as we can to give you some kind of structure of what this year is going to hold, but we don't really have much of a structure.
Well, we had a rule and then we broke it straight away, so...
Yeah. So we'll chat through that as quickly as we can, in hope not to bore you. So, first things first. What are we doing next?
It's good today, isn't it?
So if you're new here, we've just completed our top floor, and it's not 100% complete, is it?
It's like 99% of the way there.
99%. We've got some finishing touches still to do, and we've got some furniture to put in, but we're going to be doing that as we progress on with the next floor. However, there is one thing up here that we still need to do.
And that's the attic.
Yes, and that's kind of Ollie's domain, if I'm honest.
You haven't really got many opinions on it, have you?
I've got no opinions on the attic. As long as it can hold some storage, then we're fine. But we've got a number of things with our attic that we need to solve/change. So the first one is...
insulation.
Yeah.
Previous owners had it spray foam insulated, and for an older property, that is bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. So we think we're going to be ripping all of that out, and then we're going to have to replace new insulation on the floor of the attic. And we'll go with breathable, good stuff that isn't going to
Good stuff.
rot the house.
Yeah. And then the next thing is boarding it. But Ollie's been talking to a lot of structural engineers about boarding it, basically making it so sturdy that it could be a room up there, or a loft conversion. I don't know what he thinks we're going to put up there, but he obviously thinks I'm going to have a lot of things.
I just think that if you're going to board it, then why put all the time boarding it if you could spend an extra day, 2 days in putting some new joists down and making it so... I might not do the whole attic, but it might just be the main area. Really strong, put as much storage as you like in there. Never going to worry about it, because I can imagine that we'll agree on 10 boxes.
Yeah.
Maybe 15 boxes.
Oh, it's going to be more than that, yeah.
It'll just grow and grow. And I think a lot of people do have problems when you overload the attic and then you get cracks in the ceiling and things, so
we're going to go overboard on the attic.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably our #1 main priority of a job, because living in a renovation, we've had everything everywhere. We've not had a home for things, and there are things that you don't necessarily want in the home. We don't have a garage, and our shed is questionable, so there isn't really somewhere safe where we can put things. So attic is #1, particularly as well because you guys will have seen in our previous video we did a huge clear out, and that is basically our attic stuff that is currently being stored in the room right below us here, which is what we're calling the pink room.
So we've got to get that cleared before we can start work down there, so it's holding us up.
Yeah, so to do the master bedroom we have to have the attic done to move all that stuff up, then it'll be clear. So that's kind of like linked slightly, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the master bedroom, I asked on Instagram if you guys had any questions on our next phase, and they were pretty much all the master. Do you have plans for it yet? When are you going to do it? When do you hope to have it completed? To be honest, this is very open for us. We're not 100% sure, and this is very much the way that we are doing our renovations. We kind of deplete all of our money, which is at the stage we're at right now, and then we slowly save. We don't know how much we're going to save because we don't have this pot that we can just look at and be like, oh, we could do this year. We don't actually know how our year's going to plan out.
No, we kind of just like, we build up a little bit and then we say, right, that's the plastering, so we get that done, and then we wait a few more weeks and then we're like, oh, maybe we could get a little bit of electrician in, do that.
Yeah, and if it's possible, we take it step by step. But hopefully with the master bedroom, there's a lot that we can do beforehand. So #1 is gutting it, but also the thing that we want first and foremost is the plans. So this is the point. We kind of said that we've already been talking to structural engineers, but we also need to talk and find some architects so that we can get some plans of how we're going to do the house.
We've got kind of like a rough idea about what we want,
yeah.
But there's 2 bits. We really want somebody to be able to look at our idea and be like, right, this is how you actually do it.
Yeah.
Find the details. And the other bit is just getting some like random ideas in, just some things that we wouldn't have thought about and we can consider. I think what we have in mind is basically what we're going to have to go for, because it works that way. But it would be really interesting to see some other options. Well,
it links onto, and I think you guys will know from a previous video that we did, it links onto the back of our middle floor. And I'm wondering, I'm not sure, and this is what I can't figure out, basically, we are trying to be sensible with the house. It's hard, isn't it? It is so hard, but we're trying to think about the fact that, you know, you add a bathroom, that's supposed to increase the property 25,000. You take away a bedroom, which is what we're considering with the pink room, you lose 50,000. That to us isn't necessarily worth it. So we're wondering whether we can get a smaller box room in down that part of the house, so we're still classed in the same bedroom for our property.
Yeah, because it's difficult, because I think with so many properties now, it'll be like 5 bed, but really it's 4 bed, and one's like a little box room which you might use in some office.
Yeah.
And actually we don't have any box rooms. Like,
No.
all of our bedrooms are good sized rooms, so we could afford to chop one of the bedrooms in half, have like a nice master suite, nice, really nice.
Yeah.
And then still have a decent size kind of box room that could be a single or a home office.
Basically, we don't want to get too carried away, because we do get a little bit carried away, and we have beautiful plans for the master bedroom, but at the same time, if we want to sell the property in 5 to 10 years and we come to it and everybody's like, well,
You're missing a bedroom.
yeah, and there's always a ceiling for a property, so we just need to figure out where that is for us.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to get involved, I know so many of you have said want to get involved with the master bedroom layout or plans, then maybe we could open it up.
Yeah.
Get you guys involved. How would we do that? Maybe we could put like a little floor plan of our middle floor.
Yeah, we could draw a floor. So we can draw a floor plan, and then we can put a link for it somewhere below. You guys can download it, and then we could get they could email it in.
Yeah, I'll put my email here. You can email it across. That would be so fun, because actually this previous weekend we can finally see our family in the gardens, and we saw our family and we did a design with them, and it was so interesting seeing like different thoughts and things that maybe like we wouldn't think about, but actually we would take into the design. So that could be really fun. We'll definitely do that.
Yeah, and we can go through them in another video.
Yeah, and then we'll, at a later date, maybe we'll give it like a month or so. I guess, I don't know, you guys can kind of tell us, maybe we'll give it that month.
I think a good long while, because we'll
Yeah.
want to also try and find some architects to give some input, so we can line it all up with that. So that'll be a while.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the master bedroom. We do have a bit of a plan that we would like to start it this year, probably more towards the end of the year. And we don't want it to take as long as the top floor.
No.
So hopefully it would be done a little bit more speedier. But we have no time scale on it, do we?
No real time scale, but also we learned those lessons, so it should go quicker.
Yeah, and we know everything that we want in there right now. So we know we've got like our radiators, the supplier to put in our radiators, the flooring that we're going for. Like, we're a lot more clued up now, starting the master bedroom, kind of. Just consulting our list, because we do have a list. We aren't that unorganised. And I think that probably the attic and the master bedroom are our main goals for this year, though we have a lot of other things that we would like to consider. I think hallway, yeah.
Hallway is like a close second place.
Hallway will probably be done whilst we save for the master bedroom. So we kind of said we're down here, we need to build up our funds a little bit for the master bedroom. And the hallway shouldn't be too much of an expense, it's just our hard work. So we'll get on with the hallway. At the same time, that understairs cupboard, I know I left so many of you hanging with our understairs cupboard. And this links on to a lot of other questions that I have, which is the end room. Are you going to rent it out? Is it rented out? It is rented out. It has been rented out for quite a while. I think we only had about a month break, which I think I told you guys about in a video. But we were considering at some point perhaps putting another freezer in that cupboard space, or just changing that to make a little bit more space. However, we've decided not to go ahead with that. We've been living with a lodger now for a year and a half.
Yeah, I think so.
Coming up. Yeah, a year and a half. And it's working really well, like as in logistically with space, it's working really well. So we're gonna finally do that understairs cupboard. And then linking onto that, we're gonna have to redo a little bit the laundry nook, because we do have a tumble dryer in the house, but it's currently in the pink room, hanging out the window, and
it's a vented one, and it needs a window. And unfortunately, in the washing nook, there is no ventilation, so we'll have to change to a condenser.
Yeah, so we're gonna get a new one and put it on top of the washing machine.
Look very fancy.
Probably not gonna look very fancy. We might put more of a door over that, put some more storage somewhere in the kitchen to hold all the things that are in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are a few jobs like that it's kind of making everything work so that we can restructure the house as we renovate it. What else have we got? Oh, very little things. Bin shed out the front, tidying up our shed and restructuring our shed at the back. And then any that we're missing there. Oh,
That's all of it, isn't it?
the garden.
The garden.
So we're not meant to be doing a garden.
No, we specifically said we will not do any work in the garden this year.
Because we've got a lot to renovate in the house, and
The garden's a distraction.
it's a big
Really?
distraction. But we have been distracted and something's happening in the garden. We're probably going to document it as a whole rather than updating week to week, but we are making over a space in the garden. So
Though I would say I thought gardening is a distraction when it's like little plant here, little plant there, and then a season goes by and it's kind of gone. Whereas this is more like, it's more structural.
we're trying to make some long-term plans. Yeah, we've been thinking about like having mature plants out there, and the fact that when we're done renovating the house, we'll get to the garden and we'll think, ooh, we really need some like privacy plants over here, and they're going to take years to grow and we won't be able to enjoy it at that point when the extension is done. So it's more of a distraction. I mean, that is very much an excuse in a way, isn't it? But
Well, also it plays in very well this year. We're probably not going to be going on holiday.
No.
A lot of people are going to be spending time in their gardens, and ours isn't very well suited. So if we can make a little bit of a change now and then have an amazing summer,
fingers crossed. Yeah.
then it'll be well worth it.
Yes. So garden will be coming up too. Oops.
We're so bad.
That's so bad. The thing is though, I think this is really important if you guys are thinking of doing your own renovation or doing your own renovation. I feel like the only way that we stay so like upbeat and quite, you know, keep going is because we kind of do what we want.
Yeah, I think that has good points and bad points.
Yeah, definitely.
There definitely is something for changing jobs depending on your mood. Like if you're not feeling like we're not feeling the top floor right now. It's comfortable. We're enjoying it up here. The little bits of finishing.
We want to furnish it, but
but finishing off those little bits of trim, we're not really enthused about.
no.
But digging up the garden.
Well, the weather was really good as well.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. I mean, there's no excuse here, is there? We're trying to, but yeah, we're getting jobs done, and that's all that matters, right? Okay, should we try and...
Are these questions for me or for you, or do you want to read them or I read them?
These are just general house plans. We can both answer them.
Okay.
Kind of quick fire, maybe.
Okay.
How will you extend the How will you extend the bottom level and still keep the rooms full of light? Good question.
So the back section will just get knocked through completely, extended out, big windows, roof lights.
Yeah.
That's that bit. And then the dining room will lose all natural light. So a really large section of the wall will get knocked through, and then it'll get all of the natural light in from the living room.
Yes. Some of it, we also plan to have a utility and a bathroom down there. We're not quite sure yet, but they will lack light. But I think those kind of rooms are okay to lack light. Plans for your master suite. So we've kind of touched on this. Our plans haven't changed at all from the original video that I did, which I'll link below. Pretty much we would love to keep the main bedroom as much just for a bed and sofa area and just very loungy, bougie. And then we'd like the pink room to be an ensuite dressing room, but we're not sure.
There's got to be a way to do that so that the dressing room can be turned back into a bedroom. Yeah. When we sell, eventually.
Yes, yes. Still planning on doing a mood garden with white flowers only? No. No. I mean, I feel like we're going to have a lot of it green and white, but I do really want a section for cut flowers. So that's just going to be like...
riot of colour.
a little bit mad. Will you be growing vegetables? Looking forward to all the videos, thank you. No. It's the short answer to that.
Are we saying we're taking out our vegetable patch?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big hint. The vegetable patch has gone.
Vegetable patch has gone. However, my family always used to grow quite a lot of vegetables in pots, and I really enjoyed it because they're movable, they're not permanent. So having a couple of potatoes plants in a big pot, I quite like the idea of. So.
Yeah. We love being in the garden, but unfortunately, more so myself, I tend to get involved in it, get excited, and then get drawn back into the house and neglect the garden. And I think that's going to happen for us for a good few more years.
Yeah.
You plan on having kids in the not so distant future, and I just know that life's going to be busy with like finishing off this house, and we want to get married next year and do a lot of other things. So I think for now, no, but long-term plans we'd love to. I want like a cute little... I'm giving too many things away, but it will be small if we do something. Have you made your final plan for your ensuite? So we've kind of said that. No, help us out.
how do you plan and organise, i.e. Excel's list and app? I really struggle with this.
Ooh.
We've kind of touched on this, haven't we? We have tried, we did Excel sheets at the beginning, and that really worked with this top floor. We kind of budgeted right down to, we did use like credit card as finance for this top floor.
Yeah, this top floor I think was a little bit different because there was a lot of paid work coming in.
Yeah.
And we, in a way, did have a little bit more money than we do now because we had our credit cards to use.
Mm-hmm.
And we very carefully managed the load.
Through all of them. And what I'll say with this top floor is that it wasn't just the top floor. This part was like a knock-on to just getting the house. So we did the boiler, which was a huge part of repiping a lot of the house and putting in a boiler system, which wasn't originally here. New
electric switchboard.
Yeah.
Loads. So yes, there's a lot of money that we have wrapped up in the top floor, which is actually just the whole house.
Whole house, yeah, exactly. So the top floor was quite, like, it feels like it was very expensive for us, but that is because we've done things long term for the rest of the house. And
a lot of that was, there was lots of lists.
To be honest, we're not great at this either, and I think as long as, I mean, if you're doing it on your own, you don't have to do this, but we communicate so often. We'll talk it through, we'll sit down, we'll have chats, and we'll have like little meetings between us. We'll go through what we want to do, we'll go through like finances, what we have, what we like think that we can do within the next month or so, but it really is very slow progress. It's like every few weeks we'll have those chats where we're like, where are we going, what are we doing? We don't make any long-term plans anymore because I just think the way that we're doing it, it isn't feasible to.
No.
And that's how we manage it, but it's not overly in a structured way, if I'm really honest, and I don't think we can give much more help on that.
And the only thing I'd say that was helpful and is like a structure way is planning where you spend the money, because we had some trade who won't take so like they won't take credit cards, so therefore you've got to make sure that you're spending your credit cards at Wix and B&Q, and then saving your cash to pay the trade who will only accept like bank transfer. Because we did get caught in a little bit of a tight spot. Sometimes we're like, oh, we've got money left on the credit card, but they're only going to take cash, so not cash, but like money in the bank.
Yeah, definitely the finance of this past year was a juggling game, wasn't it? Yeah. We're still juggling that game. Camera just died, so we may have moved around a bit. When are you planning on doing the extension? Oh, I wish we knew. This is it's going to be a few years, still. Yeah,
we're going to start hopefully the master bedroom end of this year. Then I'm guessing we're going to finish it next year. So that's 2022.
Yeah.
And then we're probably just going to want to sit back for a little bit because that's a big job. So maybe 2023?
It's finances. In all honesty, with the extension, we're probably going to look at remortgaging, and we've not even like looked into that process yet because it's in the future for us. But yeah, we're going to have to think about how we actually afford to do that extension at some point, because that is not going to be a job that we can sit back and go, oh, well, we'll just save all that money.
No.
It would take us like 10, 20 years to save that.
Also, it's just not going to be something that we can throw ourselves at. Like, we will do as much as we can, but we will need a bigger lump to put towards it. And I think that is a sensible way. We will do it that way in getting a lump of money and getting a builder to build us the shell. But I think that will probably be as far as it goes. And once we've got the shell, then we'll go back in and kind of do what we've been doing as much as we can ourselves.
Yeah, it's going to be an expensive job though. Just new kitchen, utility room, bathroom, windows, big doors, patio onto garden. Like, it's just going to be a lot. And unfortunately, it's something that like knocks onto a huge amount in our house. So it's not something that we can kind of like contain that well either.
No.
So a few years down the line, but probably we will be getting plans for it sooner rather than later, which is exciting. What are you most looking forward to in the next part of your reno?
In the garden.
Yeah, I guess like short-term wise, for summer coming up, garden's going to be really nice. I'm really looking forward to. So I thought when we did this top floor, we'd both be like, let's take a break, let's take a few weeks off, we've moved up here and I've not had the amount of energy that I've had since we moved up here in a long time. I don't think we appreciated that what we were living in was difficult and probably not that nice. You just kind of get on with it, like it just becomes life.
You don't notice it, do you?
But since we moved up here, we've got that bathroom, we've got this bedroom, I'm like a new woman. And now I think, can you even imagine when we have a master bedroom, a spare room, a spare bathroom, a spare bedroom?
Oh, it's the storage for me.
An attic?
Knowing that we're gonna have all of our just like stuff in a place where it can live.
Yeah, when you've been living in like a madness of renovation for such a long time, I think that's the thing that I'm most looking forward to. Just like normal life, like it feels very chill up here. We feel much more relaxed. I feel like I've been able to focus on my videos more, just life's been
Easier.
It's nice.
Hello. All right, thanks very much, bye.
Oh dear, work calls.
I've gotta go. Right.
I'll answer some of these questions without you. Well, this is a bit lonely now. Ollie's been called to work, so I'm just going to finish off a few of the questions. I think they're all pretty much the same though. What would you like to have achieved by the end of 2021? I feel like just having the master bedroom in a manageable place, so I'd love to have got through all of that like grotty hard work with it and be doing a bit more of the fun stuff in 2022. Is there any room you've never shown? Love your renovations you're doing. Thank you and no. I think you guys have pretty much seen all of the rooms. You've seen all the top floor. Got the master bedroom. Haven't showed too much the pink room where we were living, but you guys have seen and know about it. And then we've just got the green room and the bathroom, and you've seen all the downstairs. So yeah, you've pretty much seen it all. Sorry for the slightly abrupt finish there. Ollie's back, but I think we've answered most of the questions. I'm not even getting your head in, you're so tall. And that is what's next, what we've got planned for the next year. I'm sure plans will change, but follow along and you'll see what ends up happening. Who knows what will happen by 2022?
Because we don't.
We certainly don't. We will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.